I would never dare try and replace a childhood favorite, but I would spice it up a bit. 1 pan queso sloppy joes coming up. The technique of making the classic sloppy joe that we all know and love doesn't change here, but the flavor profile does. Using a creamy cheese sauce as the base, with the warm spices that you know and love from your favorite queso dip, no tortilla chips needed for this recipe. Let me show you how to make it.
Okay, so let's get our beef working in our pan. So I use a little bit of neutral oil just to help the browning. And remember, start with the best beef to get the best queso sloppy joes. So when you're shopping, look for that logo. I'm gonna go ahead and just really let this sear happen. I'm not gonna crumble my beef right away. I'm just gonna do bigger chunks and let it sear. Let that heat kiss that one side just to crisp it up a little bit. So 3 minutes searing on that side, and now let's get our onion chopped. So 1 medium yellow onion, just a really quick rough dice on this. We'll add the onion in with our ground beef here in a minute. So while we wait for that first side to get a nice sear, let's get a medium dice on our onion. And be sure to pay a little more attention to your dice on this. We want these onion pieces to be the same size so they cook at the same rate. Okay, so it's time to check our beef, and oh, look at that crust. Perfect. See? Don't crumble your ground beef right away when the goal is to brown it. So now we can chop, 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 use your spatula, break up your beef. Now we add in our spices. No need for store-bought taco seasoning here. These spices are my go-to blend for a super warm and authentic spice for my queso sloppy joes. Once your spices are in the pan, incorporate those into that beef, chop everything up nice and fine, and let's continue to cook. I've dropped my heat just a touch so we're not burning the onions. But go ahead, incorporate everything together so it's nice and covered in all of those warm spices. Next, go in the green chilies. And I love canned green chilies for this. It's so easy and it adds so much robust flavor. And then our Rotel, who doesn't love Rotel? All the work is done for you in peeling those tomatoes. It gives you that beautiful flavor for these queso sloppy joes. Incorporate all of that together and scrape your pan. You want all of those bits of flavor from the bottom to be incorporated in this. And now we get to add the cheese. So I start with the Velveeta. And this is because Velveeta melts a little bit slower than the Mexican blend cheese. So go ahead, incorporate those Velveeta chunks first. Drop the temperature in your pan just a little bit, and don't be in a hurry. Let's let this melt, and then we'll get it nice and incorporated and add in that Mexican blend at the end. Now for the Mexican cheese. It's super easy because it's already shredded. Incorporate all of this together, gently folding as you go. And here it is, my friends, your new and improved family sloppy joe night. This is nothing but a flavor upgrade. And my little touch on this is adding just a dollop of sour cream. It adds the perfect amount of tang to this recipe. You won't even know what's in there, but it really does elevate these flavors. And with that, my friends, we are ready to build these sloppy joes. I love a warm toasted bun with my sloppy joes, so this is how I toast these buns. I open the buns face up and I just give them a really gentle spray with Pam. You could use butter even, and toss them in the oven at 400 degrees for just a couple of minutes until you see the edges slightly starting to toast. And our warm buns are ready for building. And there is more of a meaning to toasting these buns before we build the sandwiches. We all love what toasting the buns does for the flavor, but this also really helps hold this super hearty sloppy joe filling. I'm just gonna build these sandwiches just like I remember my mom doing it for me when I was little. I mean, I grew up eating sloppy joes. This is just an elevated version. I love to garnish these with a little extra cheese and maybe even some sliced jalapeno. Totally up to you. I am positive that at this point, your entire house is smelling these sloppy joes and everybody's ready for dinner. So I can't wait to taste these.
Let's dive into these. But before I do, be sure to like and subscribe. Woo! Look at that. This blows the traditional flavor of a sloppy joe out of the water. There's so many layers of flavor here. The fajita seasoning that we added in, the ancho chili, it's toasty and warm, but all the same comfort of a gooey sloppy joe. This is your new favorite sloppy joe go-to right here. Be sure to join us next time here in the test kitchen at Certified Angus Beef. That was a good day, guys.